Hi, welcome back to Smoking Cheltenham. Hope you're good. Yeah, you're back in the front room today. A bit better for us, nice and warm. It's bouncing down outside light, yeah, but yeah, a bit nicer in here. Right then, today we've got a bit to tidy up from our last video. We've got an ante-post bet for Christmas. We've got an ante-post bet for Cheltenham, and maybe a top-up, depending how I'm feeling. Yeah. Right then. Just a bit, just a bit to tidy up from my last video. I was getting a bit excited and carried away there about Alcad and Tablet for Mares Chase. Forgot to mention, we'd also got a point on Allegory Devassi at 6-1. She's 7-2 now. So yeah, just forgot about that one. Welsh National, yeah, mulled that over. We'll leave Monbeg Genius for now. I think he's been clipped into sixes, but yeah, we'll leave that for now. The Christmas present I mentioned, that little treble, I don't know if you played that. The price has actually stood up till just today. I didn't really say too much about that, but I don't think you kind of had to. Obviously, Fassar Vega, the special one, that should be winning for us. Gaelic Warrior in that Faheen Chase, yeah, we talked about that. I think just destroy anything in that race, going right-handed on every ground. State Man, yeah, I think there's a fair chance in Pair-a-Pass don't turn up, in which case he'll be 1-6. And if in Pair-a-Pass, if I'm wrong about that, and in Pair-a-Pass does turn up, and he could turn up, at least it's the last leg of a treble there, so we can kind of protect ourselves. If we get that far, we can just have a small bit on in Pair-a-Pass there, if he does turn up. So yeah, it's that handy with that being the last one there. Christmas bet then, we'll do that first before we get on to the weekend's racing. Yeah, as I mentioned, I thought that 4-1 West Bower were quite appealing for the long walk hurdle, and we'll go with that. By the look at race, we'll have 3 points West Balboa 4-1. Solid bet, I'd say that is. She goes here, she does go here, providing she don't stand on a stone or anything, like, she's intended to go here. Look through this race, she's favourite to be fair at fours, but I think I can see her going off sort of somewhere between 5-2 and 7-4 maybe. I mean, we've got, second favourites, joint second favourites. We've got Paisley Park and Champ. Dashel Drasher is next in at sevens, them two are sixes. Crambo at sevens is a little bit interesting. Then we've got Irish Point. I don't think he'll come over for this. I don't see why he would when they've got the race in Ireland there. Botox has Zanair, Marie's Rock, don't stay 3 mile. Blue King Daru won a terrible race last time, 4-year-old, does look to be on the improve, but yeah, it just, so we've been saying all season, haven't we, this division's crying out for something. Yeah, I think these are all well beatable anyway. West Balboa, we'll talk a bit about her. She has got a bit to find on ratings with these, but I don't know, getting £7 off these, I mean, She's 4 from 6 over hurdles. I'd say if we go back to last season, I think she needed a first run at Sandown first time out. Narrowly won the Lanzarote. Then Dan gave her a break, stepped up to 3 mile for Aintree, and she was wildly impressive in that Aintree handicap there, off a mark of 135. So yeah, I know there's a fair way to go from winning handicaps off 135, but she were good there, you know. First run at 3 mile. First run this season, bearing in mind Dan's have needed that first run, she managed to get it done, and she got it done well. She was very, very strong on the running. She put a good distance between herself and Brewing Up a Storm on that running. She stayed strong to the line. I think she'll improve massively again for that run. You know, she's stepping up here from handicaps into a Grade 1 race. You know. But this is the weakest of the Grade 1 divisions. I think nobody would argue with that. You know, it's kind of wide open for an improver to come into this. And I think she can gate crash this old boys club at Christmas here. She's gonna, yeah, she's going here. She's hugely progressive, I'd say. She's £16 higher now than she were at the beginning of last season. She does have to progress again, but I think she will. I mean, she's 7 now, she'll be 8 turning the new year. I think Dan's given her a lot of time to kind of strengthen up into herself. Yeah, I think a graph's like that. It is. It's just, yeah, I think she's very progressive, unexposed at 3 mile. Yeah. I do. I fancy I do getting £7 off these. I do. In fact, to be honest, the one I probably most fear is the other fella coming from handicaps there, Crambo. But she has kind of got £8 in hand, Crambo, and yeah, she's very progressive. I think this is her time. It's just gut feeling. This is her time, I think. Sorry, my notes are a mess today. This is normally got a day long and to prepare. Yeah, so we'll have 3 points for us for this long walk hurdle, and I think we'll add her to the squad for Cheltenham. We'll have a point on her fit stayers at 20s. So obviously, I think she'll win this, I do. And obviously, if she wins this, that 20s is going to go. I don't want to go smashing in for Cheltenham because her last few runs, they've all been on flat tracks. If you remember, I mentioned before, I want to see her do it at Cheltenham. Ascot's a little better, might tell us a little bit more, but after this I think the plan is to go on to the Rel Keel, and then we'll kind of know after that Rel Keel. So I'm kind of thinking we'll just have a point on her at 20s, and you know, if she don't do it in the Rel Keel, we've only lost a point there. If she wins this and takes the Rel Keel, okay, she's going to be maybe 5-1 or something like that. But at least we'll know then, and that point at 20s just gives us a nice platform. It means, you know, we don't have to have loads on at the 5s to be getting a nice drag there. We've already got 21 points for 1 point, haven't we? So it's a really nice platform to build on, and we're not putting much at risk, like, you know. So that's our thing to play, this one. So we'll back her for Christmas. She'll pay for herself at Christmas anyway, and we'll see. Yeah, I do like her. I fancy her to win that race, I do. Right, so that's that one. Right, well, I'll have a look at weekend's racing then. It is a bit tricky, this, for me, because, you know, I always like look at the decks for Saturday, but on Thursday, but I like to have a bit of time to let it all sort of soak in. You know, you sleep on a few things and then you've got that time to think about things, haven't you? A little bit more difficult, and you've got a few more prices as well to look at, so you can assess the markets a bit better. But yeah, we'll give it a crack anyway. Now I'm looking at this, right. We saw Fairy House on Sunday, and it was basically the strongest stayer won every race there. Yeah, that mixture's Twilight Zone stuff, weren't it? That mixture, soft ground and frost. There was some, I don't know, it was really tiring in the home straight or something. But you saw horses go from travelling to nothing, and basically the strongest stayer won every race there. I don't know if you've seen Clonmel today. I caught a few races there. I mean, did you see that cashback race? Jesus, that's heavy ground. That is heavy, isn't it, that? Well, I mean, cashback just kind of staggered over the line there. The other horse sort of, well, they just came fast enough to clear the last hurdle, weren't they? Just sort of clambered over at last, and then he did actually stop to a walk. And the other horse were another 2 hurdles back. Wow. Yeah. So what I'm going to do, right, I mean, it's bouncing it down here. There's a lot of rain forecasts, so I think if these meetings are on, I'm taking it, it's going to be testing ground. And I'm kind of looking at these races through that lens, okay? Even though some, you know, there's some good to soft at Sandown and whatever. So, I mean, obviously the closer you get to races, the more information you've got, and the easier it is to assess a race. But yeah, I'm just going to look at it through the lens that it's going to be a real slog everywhere, okay? Yeah. So, Friday, oh yeah, just tomorrow, just one race, the 225 Sandown, grade 2 3 mile novice chase. We've got Stay Away Faye up against Giovinco there. Stay Away Faye is all stamina, isn't he? Albert Bartlett, winner last year, looked all stamina at Exeter. Yeah, Giovinco's coming up in class a lot here. Looks sort of unexposed and promising. We're on Stay Away Faye, aren't we? We've got a bet on him for the Browns, and I think he'll take this. Even money, I think he's round about even money. That's fair enough, I think. It looks a kind of match. Even money, yeah, I'd say I'd put him in more sort of 4 to 6. So I think even money's fair enough. And yeah, we'll have no problem with any, you know, it develops into a slog. That's fine, you know, that's all good. The more a slog it is, the better, I'd say. So he'd be a fairly confident selection for tomorrow. I think even money's fine. Right, so on to Saturday. I looked at Aintree, and to be honest, I'm not too fussed about this card. They've got the beach chase over the Love Island fences. Yeah, not too bothered about all that. I were quite attracted to Vicky Vale in the last. She's not on Love Island. But I'm not sure if it comes up heavy. I liked the skeleton thing here. He's got Langadan in at top weight, which I don't think's going to run. His Vicky Vale's off 10-2. Yeah, there were a lot to like about it. I did go into it quite a bit, but I just don't know on the ground. And I looked at the prices, about 5-1, so I'm going to let that go anyway. Yeah. I've been about the closest I were for a selection at Aintree. Sandown's a cracking card, isn't it? 11.35, we've got a 2 mile novice hurdle. Will Mount here, he's going the constitutional route, isn't he? It looks competitive though. I personally won't go smashing into him. He's got a few interesting rivals here, and I'll just adopt a watching brief for this race, but it'll be interesting. The 12.40 horse caught my eye a bit here, to be honest. I'm not a fan of these Pertemps qualifiers really as a betting medium, but Brinkley catches the eye a bit for Pipe. He's plummeted down the weights. He'll love this ground. Appeared to come back to some sort of form on his reappearance. He came second of 3. Yeah, you know, you wonder how solid that form is, but after being in the wilderness a while, that's encouraging, and he has plummeted down the weights. I'd be a little bit interested in him. I'm not saying I'm definitely going to back him. It'll depend on the prices a bit, you know. If he's like 7-2 in that, I'll just leave it. I think, you know. I'd say 7-1 or bigger. I'd be interested. I think I might have a small bet on him. Yeah, 3 mile, heavy ground. Looks to be coming back to form, and he's plummeted down the weights. He's a bit interesting. Stable could be in better form. Pipe is hardly flying, and that would temper your enthusiasm a little bit. I think he's had 1 winner in the last fortnight, but yeah, if the price is right, I might have a little play on that one. I won't go mad, like, you know. Right, and what we got next? Constitutional. Yeah, rearranged fighting 5th. Or have we? Have we? Because I'd be a little surprised if he turns up, to be honest. Which I know will be a little disappointing, but like I said, you saw Clonmel today. There's all this rain about. Sandown can get very heavy. We've got You Wear It Well and Love Envoy in here. They both stay 2.5. Both love the testing ground. You Wear It Well will go off. Make it a stamina test, and it could turn into a bit of a slog, this. And it's just not Nicky Henderson's style, is it? To bring one of these horses out first time up for the season. Christmas hurdles in a couple of weeks. Does he really want to bring him out? I don't know. If we're going evens, will he turn up? I'd take it. I'd take not. If we were offering coin toss there, and you had to pick one, yeah. I've got a feeling we might not see him anyway, but we'll see. If he does turn up, I'd expect he'll win anyway. He's got too much class for these, But yeah, it could turn into a bit of a slog this, and I'll be interested to see how you Wear It Well and Love Envoy kind of match up. I mentioned that before, just interested in that. The 150 2 mile Grade 1 Henry VIII. This looks tricky to me. I won't be having a bet here. No, you've got JPR ones coming off. Kind of unlucky fall, but it will fall on unseat, whatever. You got rid of jockey last time. You were going to win well. But especially with novices, I don't like backing horses that didn't complete last time. I think, it's too many times in the past you got caught out with this. And you'd imagine the instructions are, first of all, make sure you get round and he enjoys it. Second of all, if he can, win. And that's kind of how I think it goes. And, winning's kind of second really to just making sure they enjoy and jump round. Got two dangerous opponents here, I'd say, in Colonel Harry and ICO. ICO likes 2 mile Sandown heavy ground. Did get slammed by JPR1 earlier in the season, but is £13 better off, and you kind of feel that might not have been his running that day as well. Colonel Harry looks progressive. He also will have no issue with the ground or the track. And yeah, it's just not attractive for me. He's looking at 7-4, the favourite. These other two are sort of 3, 7-2, and there's even Petit Tonnier in there at John Joe's. I wouldn't even be shocked if he popped up. So yeah, I'd give this race a wide berth. Very interesting to watch. 3 mile, 2 mile, 3 o'clock, 2 mile Grade 1 Tingle Creek, and we see John Bonnier. Yeah, it should be just different gear to these, shouldn't it, really? I'd be shocked if he got turned over. I think he should be taking this. Yeah. Right then, so no bet at Aintree. Possible bet, small bet on Brinkley at Sandown. Price pending, price depending. We'll go to Navan. Cracking card here again in Ireland, Navan. We open up with a 2 mile maiden hurdle, and here we see Butcher Hollow. It's a point-to-point and a Galway bumper winner. He won that well. He's a nice looking horse. Connections have got Cheltenham aspirations with this horse. He does look a nice horse, this. The second in that bumper he won. The other Mozzie kind of let the form down a little the other day. But I won't take that too literally, because the third horse, Tactical Affair, did come out and win a maiden. Now Willie's got one in here. Milo Lysus, we'll say. Don't know. Second in the Goff's bumper behind the exciting Predators Gold. Tactical Affair ran in that race, and on a line through Tactical Affair, Willie's horse here's got about 7 lengths in hand of Butcher Hollow. However, on this ground, looking through that lens I'm looking at, it's going to be testing, a real test. Race fitness on this ground counts for a lot. There shouldn't be much between these, I don't think. One should take that race fitness into account. I'm thinking, because this is Willie, Paul, I'm I'm thinking this Milo Lissers will be put in favourite. Thomas Cooper, not quite as flash, is he? So I think because of the connections, we maybe get a better price here than we should. So, yeah, I think might chance Butcholo here to make his race fitness count, turn over the likely favourite, and kind of keep this Cheltenham dream alive for a little while yet. Yeah. So yeah, he'd be the selection here, Butcher Hollow. Provided they don't put him in like short price favourite, but I'd imagine you're going to get, he'll be second favourite, but I think, well, I'd imagine he'll be second favourite and you get a bit of a price, I'd have thought. So we'll go with him. $12.32. This is a bit tricky. This is another 2 mile maiden. We've got Caldwell Potter here. He was third last year in a bumper to Stella Story and Il Atlantique. We like that form. He came second first time out to It's For Me. That's decent form as well. He should really be up to taking this. He's up against a horse Sir Willie's I like, Dr. Eggman. I do think Dr. Eggman will be better over further. I think he can improve a lot, stepped up in trip. But obviously there's going to be an emphasis on stamina here. Caldwell Potter's got the race fitness on his side. I think Caldwell Potter will probably take this, but I'll probably leave this race, to be honest. I do like Dr. Eggman. Yeah, you wouldn't know quite how well he'd go on the ground. Even I think all his runs have been on decent ground so far. I think Caldwell Potter will win it. I'd expect he'll be put in favourite though. I don't think you're going to be getting much bigger than sort of 6-4, and I think I'll probably just leave that race. Alright then, the 107. This is a cracking matchup, this. To a half mile, grade 2 Navan Novice Hurdle. And here we see, cracking matchup between a new recruit, Stella Story, a new signing, and he goes up against Henry Slade Steele here, and he's a horse I like. It should be a cracking race, this. There's one bookie price this up, I can't get on with them, and they priced it up 7-4 Slade Steele, 2-1 our fella Stella Story. That's alright, I think that's decent. Right, now Slade Steele, I do like him. He's got form behind Ballyburn. I won him last time and he put away King of Kingsfield by 5.5 lengths. Obviously that looks really good form after the weekend just gone, the Royal Bond, but that might flatter him just a little bit there, I think, because I think King of Kingsfield benefited hugely from a change of tactics there, didn't he? He went off all the way when he raced against Slade Steele. He went off at a good pace there the whole way. On Sunday they dropped him in, didn't they, and settled him, and I think he improved a lot for that. But saying that, I do like Slade Steele. He's a good horse. He's a good horse. Henry took this last year as well with In the Pocket. However, A stellar story here. I do like him. He's all stamina. You know, looking through this lens, we're looking through this stamina lens. Yeah. I mean, we talked on Monday, didn't we, about this form line. Firefox Atlantic form line. I think that's the standout form line from last year's bumpers. Gordon's took this race with no more heroes, who shoulda, woulda won the Albert Bartlett, but for going, I want him. Jockey went for some non-existent fucking run up the rail or something, I remember, but he should have won it, but yeah, he got a bad ride that day, it should have won. He's won it with Death Duty, who went to the Albert Bartlett as, 5-2, I don't know, he was a pretty short price favourite, but disappointed. And the ill-fated Ginto, who went wrong, didn't he, sadly, at Cheltenham. Travelling well at the time, and I think it were coin toss who'd have won between him and the winner. He'd have certainly gone very, very close. Gordon runs, so I like this because although he's never won the Albert Bartlett, this is where he runs his Albert Bartlett horses, and you know, because he's never won the Albert Bartlett doesn't mean he's not going to win it. He will win it one day. Hopefully next year he's going to win it for us, but you know, William never won a Gold Cup, had he? It's like, oh, he can't win a Gold Cup, but then he won 2. He can't win a Champion Chase, and then he won 2. So, you know, yeah, it's just a matter of time. Gordon sends his Albert Bartlett horses to this race. And, you know, there's a couple of rivals, Better Days again, also Gordon's. He looks very promising. I just don't think he's quite got the class of Stellar Story, though. Lecky Watson's in here. He's a bit of a Fruit Loop, but he has got some ability there. But all in all, I think a Stellar Story can outstay Slade Steel here. And do we top up? We've got 2 points on him at 16s. I don't know. It'd make him 3 points. I do love that form line, Firefox Atlantic. If he puts Slade Steel away here, and I think he will. Should we be brave? Yeah. Go on then. We'll be brave. We'll top up on him. We'll just have another point though, just 1 point. We'll just have a little bit more at the 16s before he runs on Saturday. Right. 252, 2.5 mile beginners. Hidden Valley Lake, Indiana Dream, St. Felician, Shambally Kid. This looks a cracking race. It's one I ain't got a huge opinion on. I'd be leaning towards Hidden Valley Lake, but you don't know what this Indiana Dream is. And Shambally Kid looked all over Chaser too. I think he's going to improve plenty for a fence. St. Felician's not a horse I've ever been in love with, to be honest, but I know he's highly regarded. Not for me. I wonder if they've got an handicap in mind for that horse. Yeah, maybe. Did run behind a special one last time, didn't he? But went very left. Yeah, I wouldn't like to say. I'm just going to watch this race, I think. Unless there's some big Rick in the prices. I think I'm just going to watch this race. But yeah, that should be an interesting race. The bumper that closes the card, we've got my trump card here. Gordon Elliott and Patrick Mullins. They can't have teamed up very often. That's a bit unusual, isn't it? Looks a standout here. I think this will be a really short price, to be honest. I just don't think he's got much to beat at all. Split Spring de la Mer and Apples of Brazil last time, didn't he? I remember we said that were a good race. 3 smart horses, those. He's got plenty of stamina, and I think he'll put his stamina to good use here. And yeah, but I think he should be unbackable, really. He should be. Right, Sunday at Cork. Like I say, not got the final decks for this even. We've got the 1:15 3 mile grade 3 novice hurdle. This looks interesting. We've got Croke Park in here. You know, I love this horse. He does nothing quick. He'll love the 3 mile and the testing ground. If he turns up here, he's got to have a big chance. This is right-handed. He did go a bit left when he went right-handed first time up, and then he ran at Navan, didn't he? So back right-handed here. He'll have to jump straighter than he did the first day. I think that could have been an experience thing, but it's just a small little question mark there. But here he's got to give £6 to Henry's Mahone's Way. And we like this horse, we do. We like him too. Yeah, there's some good matchups over the weekend. Henry's going the Hidden Valley Lake route with this Mahone's Way. He took this last year for him. Yeah, I like Mahone's Way. I just wonder, does he want a slog at 3 mile at this stage? No doubt he'll get 3 mile. But does he want that right now? I just think Croke Park might be better equipped for. I mean, he'll just keep rolling and rolling. It's a tricky one because I think Mahone's Way has got a little bit more class, maybe, than Croke Park. But I think Croke Park, he's just got the one gear, hasn't he? And he's just going to keep rolling and rolling and rolling. Getting Mahone's Way £6. It's hard to split them. It is. I find it quite hard to split these. I'd be tempted to go just with Croke Park. I think with that, you just know he's going to love the 3 mile. Like I say, we're looking at this through that lens, aren't we, this weekend, of just everything being legless after last, like, you know. And looking at it like that, I'd just give it Croke Park. If the ground came up not so bad somehow, you know, then I'd be favouring Mahone's Way. But like I say, we're looking through this lens of it being really testing everywhere. And maybe that'll just give it to Croke Park. He's a big horse, and he's not the finished article yet. And this is his 3rd run this season. So there's also that in the back of your mind as well. These big 3 mile sort of unfurnished chasing types, they aren't quite strengthened into the frame fully yet, and sometimes they can't take all that much racing. On balance, I'll probably end up leaving this race, but it'll be a good watch. Like, you know, I couldn't confidently tell you. I don't think. But we'll see. The 1:45 2 mile grade 2 mares novice chase. This could be a cracking race. Right, we've got Harmonia Maker in here, very impressive last time. Haute of Willys. She should want further than this, but the emphasis will be on stamina. So that's good for her. Zenta could be really exciting. She achieved a lot in a short space of time last year. She made a debut for Willie end of February, winning a grade 3. Then went to the Triumph and came third to Lossiemouth just by 2.5 lengths. And then took a grade 1 at Aintree, and I don't think she was quite at her best that day, but she still managed to get the job done. She's only a 4-year-old, and I just think, I mean, if these three turn up, I think she's definitely the most exciting prospect of these three. Although, to be fair, Haute, I think she's one from one over fences. She can turn into a creditable mares chase contender. Zenta would look the most exciting, but 4-year-old first time out on bad ground against a race fit Harmonia Maker who will love the ground, and that might just tilt it Harmonia Maker's way. I think I'd probably go with her again here. I think the ground is kind of key to this horse. She just loves the soft heavy. She did it well last time. So yeah. And then to finish off, we've got the 2:15 2-mile grade 2 Hilly Way chase. We see the return of Il Fabiolo. The monster is back. All this horse did was improve. He's still lightly raced, and you just look at this horse and you think he's going to improve a ton again this year, and that is some prospect, isn't it? It is. Yeah, I thought he was so impressive, at Punchestown. I think he's just getting better and better and better, this horse. He's not finished improving yet, and he's exciting, isn't he? That's a nice way to finish a weekend off, isn't it? So, yeah, maybe not so much there for you in the way of solid selections. Been quite selective. If we just summarise it again, what we got, possibly a small bet on Brinkley if we sort of want sort of 6-1 or better, and a small bet on him, I think maybe at Sandown. We'll go with Butcher Hollow. He's a selection. Yeah, I think he could make his race fitness count against Willie's horse there. Stella Story. He's the nap. Stella Story. He can outstay Slade Steel here. And my trump card, obviously, but I think he could be 1-4 or something. I think him. Sunday, Croke Park race is tricky. Got to pick one on Sunday, apart from obviously the monster El Fabiolo. It would be Harmonia Maker. Yeah, and if she's up against Zenta, I'd expect Zenta will be put in favourite. But on the likely bad ground, we'll say Harmonia Maker can make a race fitness tell there. And yeah, nap of the weekend, we'll go Stella Story. Oh, and sorry, yeah, Stay Away Faye tomorrow even money. there you go. Yeah. I hope that were alright. I did kind of throw that together a bit quick. But I don't want to tell you anything to back and then decide I'm not going to back it. So I'd rather be a bit more cautious, like, you know. So yeah, it should be another great weekend. Hopefully all these meetings are on. Could be in the balance a little. But yeah, have a good weekend. I hope you back some winners, and I'll see you again on Monday. Bye.